Hi everyone, I'm Anna, a 28-year-old marketing executive living in Chicago. What I'm about to share still gives me chills. Living just 15 minutes away from my sister Emma's house meant we saw each other often, maybe too often to ignore the warning signs. We'd always been close, despite the 4-year age gap, but things changed after she married Marcus. You look exhausted, Em. Everything okay? I asked during one of our weekly coffee meetups. Just working, the usual stuff with the fertility treatments. Has Marcus been supportive? She hesitated, her eyes dropping. He's trying. He really wants a baby. Her tone said more than her words. I'd seen Marcus, Mr. Successful real estate developer, treat her differently when he thought no one was looking, like that dinner last month at their house. Emma, where's my blue tie? The canali one. I think it's still at the dry cleaners. You think? I need it for tomorrow's meeting. How hard is it to handle simple tasks? I watched my sister shrink into herself and my blood boiled. But I'd learned the hard way that speaking up only made things worse. Mom's worried about you, I told her over lunch a week later. She says you barely visit anymore. Marcus likes me to be home when he gets back from work, she said softly, pushing a salad leaf around her plate. And we're trying to save money for the treatments. Save money? You inherited $500,000 from Grandma last year. Her silence was deafening. Even my best friend Diane, a private investigator, noticed. One night, as we sipped wine at my apartment, she brought it up. Anna, I don't want to overstep, but something's off with Marcus. The way he tracks Emma's spending and whereabouts. I know, I sighed. Did you see how he reacted when she wanted to go to Miami for Jane's bachelor party? Yeah. Suddenly their joint account had suspicious activity, and her cards were frozen. Convenient timing. The worst moment came at our parents' house last Sunday. Emma mentioned wanting to take a break from fertility treatments. We're not stopping, Marcus said firmly. My brother just had his second kid. My parents expect a grandchild. But the doctor suggested waiting, Emma replied. The doctor doesn't understand how important this is. We're continuing. End of discussion. Mom tried changing the subject, but Dad's face said it all. He was seeing what I'd been seeing. Later that night, Emma texted me, sorry about dinner. Marcus is under a lot of pressure at work. Always excuses, always justifications. Meanwhile, Marcus was buying designer watches while Emma used expired grocery coupons. She's different, Mom said during our weekly shopping trip. She doesn't laugh like she used to. I know, Mom, I know. What they didn't know was that I'd started keeping a diary of every incident, every red flag. Not because I was nosy, but because something in my gut told me I'd need it someday. And I was right. You're absolutely sure? I asked, my voice trembling. Yes, Miss Parker, you're 8 weeks pregnant. The doctor's words echoed in my head. James, my James, had been gone just 3 weeks. That awful accident had taken him, and now, this. I needed my sister more than ever. Driving to Emma's house that evening, my hands trembled on the steering wheel. As I parked outside their 3-story brownstone, I heard shouting through a partially open window. Another negative test. Are you even trying anymore? Marcus, please. The doctor said stress makes it harder. Don't give me that. My sister-in-law got pregnant on her first try. I hesitated, then rang the doorbell. The shouting stopped abruptly. Emma opened the door, her eyes red and puffy. Anna, I didn't expect you. Bad timing. I can come back. No, come in. Marcus appeared behind her, his jaw clenched. We were just discussing private matters, he said curtly. I followed them into the living room, my news burning in my throat. Maybe I should have waited, but I needed my sister. I actually have something to tell you both, I said, my voice shaking. I'm pregnant. The room fell deadly silent. Emma's face lit up for a brief moment before her eyes darted nervously to Marcus. His face turned an ugly shade of red. Pregnant by who? He sneered. That deadbeat boyfriend who couldn't even drive properly. Don't you dare talk about James like that. Or what? You'll raise another failure like him? Perfect. The unemployed single mother and her bastard. Marcus. Emma gasped, horrified. Tears blurred my vision as I turned to leave, but Marcus wasn't done. He followed me into the hallway, still ranting. You think you can just waltz in here flaunting your pregnancy while Emma? This isn't about Emma. This is about you and your ego. I was halfway up the stairs when I felt his hand on my shoulder. The push was deliberate. No one could call it an accident. Emma's horrified face was the last thing I saw before everything went black. I woke to the steady beeping of machines and my mother's tear-streaked face. "The baby?" I croaked. "It's fine, sweetheart. You both got lucky." The detective came later. "Miss Parker, your sister's statement suggests it was an accident." "It wasn't." He pushed me. "Mr. Reynolds claims you were distraught about your ex-boyfriend's death and tripped." "That's not what happened." But Marcus had friends in high places. The hospital report mysteriously emphasized my emotionally fragile state. His lawyers spun a narrative, and even the detective began hinting I might be confused. Emma visited once, trembling like a leaf. "Anna, I'm so sorry. Maybe you were upset and lost your balance." "You saw what happened, Emma. You were there." Marcus says, if I don't support his version, he'll contest my inheritance. I can't. I'm sorry. I watched her leave, choosing her abuser over the truth. That was when I knew no one was going to help me. I needed to make him pay on my own. "We need to find something concrete," Diane said, spreading documents across my coffee table. "His first wife moved to Seattle, changed her name," she continued. "Took me 3 days to track her down." "Did you talk to her?" "Better. I got copies of her hospital records and police reports. 3 accidental falls in 2 years of marriage. Sound familiar?" I rubbed my still healing ribs. "He's got the police in his pocket here. We need more." My phone buzzed. It was Emma. "Anna, he's getting worse. Yesterday he threw a glass at the wall because I bought the wrong wine." "Document everything," I texted back. "Times, dates, photos. Send them to my private email, not your regular one." Diane's laptop pinged. "Anna, look at this." Marcus's company, Reynolds Development, was taking loans from shady lenders with astronomical interest rates. Wait, I scrolled through Emma's bank statements, which she'd secretly forwarded to me. These withdrawals match the dates of his loan payments. He's using her inheritance. "That's not all," Diane said, pulling up surveillance photos. "See this woman? Catherine Mills. She's the wife of his business partner." Recognition dawned. "Mills? The guy funding their new downtown project?" "Yep. Guest is about to pull out. Turns out Mrs. Mills isn't so discreet with her phone messages." My phone buzzed again. Emma sobbing. "The bank called about a second mortgage. I never signed anything." "Take pictures of every document you find," I told her. "Everything." Diane whistled low, staring at her screen. "Those loans, they're coming due. All of them. And his new projects aren't selling. The market's turning." Later that week, Emma sent me a video she'd secretly recorded. "You stupid." Marcus's voice crackled through the phone. "You told him about the mortgage, didn't you?" "No, I swear, Marcus, please, put down the..." The sound of shattering glass made me flinch. "Send that to your private cloud account," I texted back. "And Emma, pack an emergency bag. Just in case." Diane had more news. His company's hemorrhaging money. 3 contractors filed liens this morning. And those loan sharks? They're getting impatient. I watched through Emma's kitchen window during a family dinner. Marcus's designer suit couldn't hide the sweat on his forehead as he took another angry phone call. "I'll have your money. The Mills project is a sure thing." "What do you mean he's backing out?" Emma sent another message the next day. "He's drinking again. Found receipts from the Golden Leaf Hotel in his jacket." "Who's Catherine?" For the first time in weeks, I smiled. "Send me those receipts," I replied. "And then call." "Mom, tell her," I said urgently. "She needs to stay with you for a few days." The pieces were finally falling into place. Marcus Reynolds was about to learn the hard way that karma doesn't rely on the justice system to work its magic. "Mr. Mills, I have some photos you might want to see." The anonymous email landed perfectly. Within hours, the Mills project was officially dead. "He's ruined me." Marcus's enraged screams echoed through the house. 5 years of work, gone. Someone's trying to destroy me. Emma called me from Mom's house where she'd been staying. "Anna, he's losing it. The bank called. They're foreclosing on the house." "Good. Did you give those forged mortgage documents to the FBI?" "This morning," she confirmed. "They seemed very interested in his other properties too." The news broke soon after. Local developer Marcus Reynolds under federal investigation for fraud. His investors scattered like rats fleeing a sinking ship. You think you can leave me? Marcus's chilling voicemail to Emma echoed in the courtroom. After everything I've done for you, I'll destroy you. Your Honor, Emma's lawyer began, presenting the evidence we painstakingly gathered. This voicemail, along with these documents, illustrates systematic financial abuse and fraud. The judge's expression grew darker with each page. Then, a familiar face appeared on the local news. It was Sarah, Marcus's ex-wife from Seattle. When I saw the story about his arrest, I knew I had to come forward, she told reporters. What he did to me, he can't keep getting away with it. My phone buzzed. It was Diane. Anna, you won't believe this. Those loan sharks Marcus borrowed from, they're under FBI investigation too. They're rolling over on everyone, including him. I watched the news from my hospital bed, my newborn daughter sleeping peacefully in my arms. The screen showed Marcus being led out of his office in handcuffs. Multiple counts of fraud, domestic violence, assault. The charges kept piling up. How's my niece? Emma asked as she visited us in the hospital, her smile brighter than I'd seen in years. Perfect, I said. How's the new job? Better than perfect, she replied. The domestic violence shelter needed a coordinator, and with my experience, well, at least something good came from all of this. A week later, my marketing firm got a call from Marcus's old business partners. We'd like to discuss a rebranding, they said. Sorry, I told them. We don't work with companies that turn a blind eye to abuse. But I hear Johnson Associates is hiring. They're big on corporate responsibility. The final blow came during Marcus's sentencing. Mr. Reynolds, the judge said firmly, your pattern of financial and physical abuse reflects a profound moral corruption. 20 years. No possibility of parole for 10. Emma and I watched as he was led away, his once impeccable designer suit replaced by the dull orange of a prison uniform. You know, Emma said as she bounced my daughter on her knee in my living room, I used to think I needed him, that I was nothing without him, and now you're helping other women escape men like him, I finished, smiling. Karma's funny that way, she said, smiling back. My daughter gurgled happily, grabbing Emma's finger. Outside, the city skyline sparkled. The same buildings Marcus once dreamed of ruling over, now owned by others while he sat in his cell. I got another letter from him last week. Emma mentioned it too, asking for forgiveness, saying he's changed. I burned mine without reading it. Some people don't deserve second chances. I hugged my sister tightly, my daughter nestled between us. Marcus tried to take years from Emma, tried to take my baby. But in the end, he lost everything, while we grew stronger. That's the thing about karma. It might take time, but it never forgets. What would you do if you discovered your sibling's spouse was abusive, but they begged you to stay quiet? Would you respect their wishes or take action, no matter the cost? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more real stories about overcoming toxic relationships and finding justice. Together, we can help others who might need to hear these messages.